Qataris, right? So no, I would disagree. I think Saudi is the snake. More so than Qatar. Qatar does have more money than Saudi Arabia, but I would still say Saudi Arabia is broadly more responsible for, sponsoring of, like, as they say in Arabic, like the Irhabiyun, like the very radical Salafi version of Islam, more so than Qatar is.
I'm not really sure. This is a little bit off topic here, but real estate is in the. Go ahead and use my little couple minutes of fame here and
time's up. Next speaker, please.
Tell you to start shorting and putting in puts on real estate because it's a Judas swing on the VNQ XLRE chart. You can laugh if you want. It's gonna dump. I've been short since $101. I'm about to re-short it actually. And yeah, I mean, just start going short on real estate, guys. I don't know why you wouldn't.
Okay, I would like to add a couple of points to the comments, also the historic homeowners who probably paid off their houses. So I made this point earlier also but house price when it goes, people have to consider their property tax also going up. So that might price out a couple of the households to living in the house. So they have to sell the house. So it might not be a direct impact. I mean, for the people who already own the house and paid off the house, they're not looking for the market price, but they are looking for a profit from the initial payment or whatever. And they're now priced out of living in the house and they probably have to sell. So I had this discussion in another forum. Not every state might be market priced tax. Like in Texas, the tax is assessed every year, in which case, if the prices went up like 40% or 50%, then you suddenly increase in 15% tax, which is a really good amount because Texas, because there is no state tax, they try to make up that money from the property taxes, like 2 to 3%. Now you're looking for a house from 300K to 600K, sudden increase. Now you're going to look at the tax. And that's a lot of money for a lot of people. So that is one thing. The second thing about HELOC, you're basically taking mortgage on equity. You're taking out equity on your home. It's true that you probably get money at a lower interest rate if they have done it in the last year. Now that money, if they're trying to invest in another risk assets, eventually if that falls down, basically they're losing their equity. So that's gonna some people who are basically trying to make this money as a retirement money, they are mortgaging their house, they will be risk averse and probably sell off those, take that money out of the market as well. So it could be just taking the money and then sitting in the bank account and paying the interest. So either cases, there'll be a lot of dynamics. I feel, at least my kind of feeling, at least from Texas experience, I feel there'll be a lot of people who had to sell the house because of the interest and taxes, or they couldn't afford mortgage payments anymore.
They should have hedged their property with VMs.
Puts are a different thing. Puts, current market, it can drag as long as you want, and then your puts can be timed out. Right? Nobody knows.
That's why you take profit on them when they're in the money. Right?
That's the point. If you buy today and if you make profit, how much profit you want to take, it's up to you, and get out.
But if you just, like, this isn't talking about actual houses and stuff like that, but it's going to swing up here. It's about to hit its peak, and then it's literally going to go straight down, guys. I mean, I know people that have bought their damn house last year, and it's doubled in value, and it's going to go down, guys. Like, think about it.
See, I don't know about any ticker or anything. I'm just talking in a broader sense. But you have to remember, Fed pumped $9 trillion in cash. This is not like some value of stock or something. So of the entire company gets bought at a higher price. So entire company, the same thing goes on the downward direction. But real cash, it will only be killed if you're paying an interest payments, or you couldn't produce more to productive work, you couldn't do it. That's why you basically, it's like you don't get a salary anymore, so you need money to spend. These are the only two situations. Like one is interest payment, and the second thing is loss of productivity. That is the only way real cash gets burnt out of the market. So in either of these cases, you start the other things you the other way you will start losing is selling your assets at a lower price. So stock selling versus a paper loss, how much is happening? Nobody knows. But Fed and government has pumped $9 trillion, and a lot of that money is probably sitting in savings accounts of many of the people who are expecting the worst situation. And at some point, they will pump
They're
that money
waiting
into
for
the
that
market.
dump on real estate to buy it up, man.
Again, I'm in a scenario what it's going to happen. So if you're working on a derivative of a real estate like an MBS or an agency of MBS or a REIT, you have to really see what kind of effect it will have, because some of these can become like a fixed income assets for people really who are sitting on cash, because we already lost their stock value or whatever, and some of these agency stocks trading with 12% dividend, so it can be hedged in some people's scenario. So I'm not going to say everything, but I'm going to give, this is my observation on real estate. But again, pointing to the Trader Joe's point on HELOC investments, and also on the houses getting bought, people who already paid off the house.
All right. All right. Thanks. Monetive Wealth, what you got for us?
So I was just going to respond to what was his name? Somebody was talking about Bay Area real estate. I have lived here for the last 25 years. So I live in the center of Silicon Valley, literally in the center. Prices started going, or the premium started coming off in Q3 of last year. Prices, not that houses are any cheaper, but the overpayment or overbidding on the houses has come off now, and it's much less. And the price per square feet has been coming down slowly for the last 6-7 months now.
Slowly, then all at once.
What's that?
Slowly, and then all at once. That's how it happened last time in 2008.
I'm not disagreeing with you, man. I'm trying to agree with you here. So it is coming up
sweet.
even in the most expensive parts of the Bay Area, and in areas which are near where there is no job losses right now. So yeah, I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. So it is coming off, but it's been happening for a little while longer than people are talking about it.
All right, good stuff. Puppeteer, what do you got for us?
Hey, how's it? So I want to kind of shift gears a bit, and because I feel like it's kind of been, talked to death, right? Like we know Bay Area was kind of overvalued, right? Vancouver overvalued, Australia also overvalued, but I want to get y'all's thoughts on, foreign real estate investment trust. And so this is kind of a funny story, like kind of late 2020, like I actually went long on a listed on the JSC, and it didn't do terribly. I got really lucky. I doubled my money, and I did a bunch of research into this, and they held a bunch of assets in Europe as well. So I thought, okay, this is like pennies on the dollar. So I went long. But what do you guys think about, say, like Argentina farmland, right? Or like maybe I was also looking at like some malls in Malaysia. These are like risk assets, but I just feel like they were just really like value. So
It's probably better than like States. Honestly, it's probably a better bet. I would say it's about to implode here.
Why do you say that? What do you mean implode?
Yeah, I was about to say,
They just keep
what gives you
raising the
such
rates, guys. So I know someone that was trying to sell their house and like they had a buyer, they had multiple buyers, but every time they raised the rates, the people backed out of the deal. And that's just going to continue to happen for people that are trying to get out of their homes and sell it before they lose too much value.
what price range?
Some like a mil plus 1.5, something
Okay,
like
so
that.
that's the area you're looking at. So I think there's plenty of cash around for places in the 650, 500, 750 area. But and maybe in the 1.5s, like that's where you could see. I don't know. Yeah, it's more stretched. Because I mean, there's bidding wars like crazy in this price range, the lower price range.
Oh yeah, I'm sure, but like, can we agree here that like 700K nicer than what it would now?
600-700K will get you a decent home, yeah, and yeah, but the 1.2 mil will get you a certainly nicer home.
Oh yeah.
Where are we talking about for 600K? I can't even get a.
So for
Right, I'm like, damn, that's a fucking steal.
So I got my place is like a 4,000 square feet, pool, very nice neighborhood, out just outside of Dallas. It's for 650, or I got it for. I think I got it because I paid all cash. I got it for like 620. But that was all the way back in like September of last year, and I paid cash. So I got a price that was. I got it before it even like hit the market. The other ones I put a bid on, there was a bunch of other cash offers that were way above ask. It was insane.
And I honestly remember I had a couple of my buddies that like we had this real estate craze and like everyone was trying to buy a house because it just kept going up only. And it's just like 2008, guys. It's like they're signing off on literally anything almost. And that's usually like almost every time like the lead into the big problem, and I don't know. I just feel like when there's lending going on like that, it can get ugly, like honestly, pretty quick, like out of nowhere. I remember housing in 2008, like it was slowly dropping. People were like, "Oh, it's just a little dip or whatever," and then like it just went down because like people flowed, like not like families, but like institutional investors into housing, like real estate investors.
It's not just lenders. They're abandonment. I'm sorry if I spoke before my turn there, but I just wanted to comment. It's not just lenders just giving out signing money for like quickly and easily to people to anyone who wants a loan. Truly, what it is um, I really think there's a huge contribution of. I already said that. I guess I want to say it again. Is the foreign investors, and not just the foreign investors, but also the local investors. So big investing corporations, they're doing that as well. So you're not just competing against the another person to purchase a property. You're also competing against local or multinational investment firm who are just doing that the same thing. So they're just placing an offer on and that's what's hiking up the market, because it is very profitable, especially in hot areas. Once again, like the big cities, be it New York, be it I heard Dallas, like all of these big cities, and anywhere in the Western world where it's an established city. It right away it's like, okay, well, that's a safe place where I can put my money, and for me it's a safe investment where a discount rate of 7% at least, or minimum, whatever, when they're doing the feasibility, if it always turns out to be a decent investment, right? So that's what we're competing against, and that's what's driving up the house markets. I just want to put a thought out there for everyone, and I want to hear the reaction in the room. And this might come across as a conspiracy theory, if I may say. Do you guys see a Democrats versus Republican kind of vibe with what's going on in the in all across, actually, not just with real estate and with oil and the stocks and everything. Things are going downhill, and it's been going downhill. And I just see a return of the Republicans, specifically Donald Trump, who was very good at running and negotiating deals and shaking hands with people like what's his name, the North Korean and the Russians, Putin and whatnot, and things would go back to normal, and the economy would rose and all that stuff. Do you guys see a vibe of that?
Yeah. Since nobody else will say anything.
Everybody's laughing. No, but seriously, like, it
Wait,
just.
what was the question? It was like Trump and what?
No. I was just saying, like, things are really downhill right now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
let's be very honest. Everything, everybody's talking about the US status as the leading currency of the world, and the value and whatnot. Do you guys really think a country like the United States of America, and how strong it is as not just as a powerful, I'm not going to say powerful army and military and whatnot. We all know that, but I'm saying this is a country that indirectly controls the world. It does.
Abhi,
With
Abhi, can I make a point?
yes.
So, okay, can sometimes just what things happen versus they actually make the things happen that they are given credit. Okay? So
Can anyone else hear me?
I want
Really hear
I
you.
want to ask a
You
couple
sound
of
like you're
questions.
underwater a little bit, brother.
So I want to ask you one question that can.
Is anybody else having trouble hearing, or is it just me?
No, can't hear him
Can't
either.
hear none.
We hear your little one louder than you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so I want to make a couple of questions to you, and then if you answer to them, why it may not make difference, whoever is in the position right now, be it Trump or Biden. I'll tell you the thing. So what would have Trump made? What would have Trump done during the 2020 flash crash due to COVID? He would have done the same thing, pump the money into the economy. Okay, there is no other way. There's larger things that people can, economy cannot be run by Biden or Trump alone. Second thing, what would he could do other than just go on front of the than what exactly he could have given as a direction?
So
If you ask,
I just wanna, I mean, the COVID thing, I mean, as short-lived as it was, and I'm just saying, like, it is short-lived in considering to the stock market, what's happening in the stock market right now. But the solution is quite simple right now. The solution, I know I'm making it sound very simple, but we need someone to sit down on a negotiating table, negotiate things with China, negotiate things with those countries that are causing all this mess in the market. And that's where people like Donald Trump can excel at doing. I'm not even American. I'm just saying, this is where you need a businessman. This is where you need someone to actually shake hands with, if I may call the enemy. It's just the way I'm seeing things, and I really just see that happening. And maybe mark my words, in the the future, in the near future, because I really look to Donald Trump, and I really think when he comes in power, and this is again me making conspiracy theories, but I really see him returning. I really see things economically rising after his return. This is just brain, like, my brain
this is
farting too much.
Okay, Abhi, I think it's better to agree to disagree. This is a little off the topic, and you can have your opinion, and I have my opinion. Let's agree to disagree. Okay.
Everybody else is having the
Yeah,
same vibes.
I mean, I think you have a good point on the fact that a businessman, I'm not saying it necessarily has to be Trump, but somebody who can. Sorry about this dog if you hear it. But somebody who can, get things done and make deals and think practically and pragmatically rather than like a bureaucrat that makes no sense whatsoever, and drains strategic oil reserves and doesn't understand that there's a difference between the oil we produce and export and the kind that we import. I mean, like, just basics. That base is highly needed. Whether it's Trump or not, that's a whole different story. And whether anything can really be done with the Russia-Ukraine situation, I don't know on that one either.
Yep, that's it for me. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
Thanks, Betty.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, but on that note, yeah, I mean, I agree with you too, Abdi. I think that a lot of the policies that were put in place definitely didn't help the energy. We've talked a lot about the ESG narrative and a lot of that's been going on, not only in the United States but everywhere else. Yeah, I think even today, I'm gonna see if I can find it on. I tweeted it out, but yeah, the Biden admin admitted that they're gonna hold their first onshore drilling auctions, which is kind of like a blow to their, ESG agenda that they've been pushing pretty heavily. So I think that's like a lot of their policies that they've put into place have pretty negatively affected the overall economy and everything else, and the dependency. And obviously the Russian Ukraine situation doesn't help, but there's a lot of things that the United States could have done in order to prevent some of these things. And obviously hindsight's always 2020, but I kind of agree where I feel like now countries are kind of looking at the United States a little bit weaker. Leaving Afghanistan the way we did, and like other things like that. I think a lot of factors are coming into play where, I would say the United States has kind of shown some chinks in the armor, so to speak. And so, yeah, I mean that overall obviously hurts the economy and hurts, the global reserve power of the dollar and everything else. Puppeteer, you got something?
Yeah, I just want to say that something that's kind of interesting is that it's run by an attorney. Like, they don't have any true energy knowledge. And one of the things that the administration is spending money on is they want to spend $3 billion on the direct air capture of CO2. So keep this in mind. Like, the air is only 400 parts per million CO2. So even if you wanted to do it more effectively, like, pull from a fucking like some cement plant or something. 1,000 ppm CO2. So they don't even know what they're doing.
Puppeteer, it's a fraud. Climate change is a flat out fraud. Just like the COVID response. COVID's real, but so are early treatments, right? And that stupid fucking vaccine they pushed on everybody is a fucking crime against humanity.
Yep.
That's what these people do. The election was flat out stolen in front of everybody's eyes. Okay, this is what you have now. This is what we live in. Okay, that's why we, the people of the United States of America, need to take this country back peacefully. Okay, the pen is mightier than the sword. There was another video out today. This guy, Pulitzer or Joe Vaughn. You watch this. Spend 3 hours. You watch this video. I've been tracking this stuff in detail for a long time. I'm going to put it in the nest. You watch that video and come back to me and tell me that election wasn't stolen, lock, stock, and barrel. Come on, bro. It's the media.